Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to the stream here. We'll be getting started in about 10 minutes here. Just getting things set up. Don't hesitate to put any questions or check-ins or anything to the chat here. And yeah, we'll go from there. So just hanging out here for another 10 minutes or so. Thanks everyone. We're hanging out here for a few minutes. We'll get started and get with an intro video here and then get started with the net in about 5 minutes here. Let's see. Make sure everything's good. This is K1DBC. All stations please stand by. The Denver Radio Club Learning Net starts in 5 minutes.
W0TX repeater.
This is from the YouTube of the South Metro Fire Rescue here in Colorado. They have been gobbling up a lot of the private fire and EMS operations. So here's a recent video from them. Their Collapse 45 vehicle on their Fleet Friday. So let's take a look at that here.
You might be asking, what is a collapse rig? What is it used for? Why is it here at 45s? Well, I'm here to tell you all those things and more. Well, technical rescue is anything that involves high angle or low angle rope rescue, building collapse, trench rescue, confined space, and heavy extrication. I'll take you on a tour around the truck and show you all the equipment we have, and that'll kind of answer how we might lace in with Rescue 34, which you'll see in another installment, and see how we work together to manage those kind of scenes. We were lucky to get this truck through a grant, and as I said, it's brand new. Here's Kevin. He's just doing a weekly, taking a look at all of our equipment, and he'll give you a tour of the driver's side of the truck.
Oh, hey, it's you again. My name is Kevin, and I'm a firefighter here at Station 45. Come around, let me show you a couple of our compartments. We'll start off with here first. As you can see here, this right here is our portable lights with our generator that kind of helps power up our lights if we don't have power on scene. As we move to the next compartment here, we have different couple of stuff in here. I'll just kind of hit briefly on the ones that you can see here. Right here is kind of like our hammer drills, our breaker bits, anything that has to do with breaching and setting anchors. This right here will be your compartment. Next one kind of goes along with this compartment when it comes to concrete. This is our Stanley tool. A little heavy right here, so be careful. Comes with a ramp, just in case we have to roll our Stanley tool out right here. And as you can see, it comes with different kind of stuff, saws. It powers up the saws and all different kind of equipments. Right here with our Stanley tool. This is actually one of the coolest compartments we have on this collapse. Yep. Next compartment here. This compartment right here is our confined space compartment, where a smaller guy, that's not me, would go out into the confined space and go rescue also come with different stuff here. As you can see, there's holes that goes through here, and all that run from our air stuff right here that we have bottles that.
All right, thanks for watching the intro video here. Again, Collapse 45 vehicle on Fleet Friday from the South Metro Fire Rescue YouTube channel. Definitely go ahead and check them out. Plenty of videos and lots of cool installments if you are from the Denver metro area. Really cool PIO vlog here. So let's get started here. This is K1DBC. DRC Learning Net will start in 1 minute. All stations, please stand by while the repeaters are placed into net mode.
PL on. PL off.
Hello, and welcome back to the Denver Radio Club Learning Net, a great place to learn about ham radio and STEM topics in general. And thankfully, we have plenty of combined experience and expertise. This is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie. My name is Daron, and I'm Net Control. We meet every Wednesday except the third Wednesday of the month at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time on 145.490 and 448.625. Both using a negative offset. 2 meter uses negative 600 kilohertz, and 70 centimeter uses negative 5 megahertz, meaning you transmit on 144.890 or 448.025 respectively. This net can be broken at any time for emergency or priority traffic by using the word break. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? Hearing a little fuzziness here on the repeater this evening, so we'll see how that goes throughout this evening. You can contact us via email at drclearningnet@gmail.com. We also post info at groups.io/g/ham learningnet, as well as stream and archive our nets on youtube.com. You can search on YouTube for the club's call sign, Whiskey 0 Tango X-Ray, or my call sign, Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie. Changing the net script up a little bit here. On this net and going forwards, I will start to take formal requests to check if anybody would like to participate in net control duties. From check-ins, script reading, to moderating the conversation. I am more than happy to help out in any aspect. So, for the first time, this is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie, Daron, Net Control. To anyone listening this evening who is licensed with Tech Class or above and has access to the repeater, if you would like to help with net control duties this evening, please call now. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Please keep in mind this is a very casual net, very informal. I'm more than happy to help out in any capacity. So if you're ever wanting to act as net control or any aspect of it, don't hesitate to let me know. We can always coordinate via different means. So one more time, I'll throw it out. Would anybody like to help out with net control duties this evening? Please call now. Oh, that's not going to work. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. We will begin by inviting Elmers only to check in with or without traffic. All Elmers, please check in now.
W0TX
Alpha 0 Juliet Kilo AA0 JK. Good evening.
All right, Net Control would like to thank and acknowledge the following Elmers. AA0JK Fred, thank you much. Thank you for checking in. Again, as an Elmer, it comes again with no responsibility, and you're more than happy to check in at any time as an Elmer. If you have any sort of background or knowledge of something, don't hesitate to do so. So once more, we'll invite Elmers only to check in with or without traffic. All Elmers, please check in now. Thank you all for watching on here. If you have any audio issues or something like that here on YouTube, let me know. Definitely messing around with things here, but trying to keep things aligned. All other check-ins to the net will be taken in alphabetical groups based on the first letter. of the suffix of the operator's call sign. The suffix is the first letter after the number in the call sign. If you can, please try to use ITU phonetics as you check in for the call sign specifically, and indicate if you have any traffic or questions as you do. If your suffix begins with the letters A through M, Alpha through Mike, please check in now.
Kilo Zero Lima Papa Romeo Lanier in Inglewood.
Kilo 6 Hotel Juliet Victor K6HJV Tom Arvada, no traffic.
Hey Bob, good evening. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I'd like to welcome and acknowledge the following check-ins: K0LPR Linear, K6HJV Tom, and WA4MBG Bob. Again, as a reminder, you're more than happy to check in if you're not in the Denver metro area or you can't make a repeater. One more time, if your suffix begins with the letters A through M, Alpha through Mike, please check in now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. We'll go ahead and open up the whole alphabet. If your suffix begins with the letters A through Z, Alpha through Zulu, and you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, please do so with your call sign using ITU phonetics, and state your name, and if you have traffic or questions for the net, please call now.
Kilo Echo 0, November Romeo Echo, Jim in Littleton with traffic.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Alpha Foxtrot Quebec, Troy and Denver, no traffic.
WD0CIB, WD0CIB, Charles and Denver, no traffic.
November 0, Bravo, Uniform Papa, John in Arvada, no traffic.
Just checking out here some other
Kilo Echo 0, Sierra Uniform Mike, Jonathan, Lakewood, no traffic.
ARL publications.
0, RLQ, Stalin West.
In between dodging check-ins here. National Contest Journal, On the Air, QEX. Yeah, check all out. This is K1DBC Net Control. Excuse me. I'd like to welcome and acknowledge the following check-ins: KE0NRE, Jim with traffic, KF0AFQ Troy, WD0CIV Charles, N0BUP John, KE0SUM Jonathan, and KE0RLKO Michelle. There was a double in there, so if I didn't call your call sign, please try once more. Please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Once more, if you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, just for the counter, if you have any traffic or questions, please call now.
K0LPR, and I do have a question.
Jury in traffic.
Well, I know these. Well, here we go, Jerry. Dodge the check-ins. Okay, here we go. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. That time I had W0FFC Jerry, and then I had K0LPR Lanier state that you had a question. So yeah, I can come back to you here in just a moment. So perfect. If you had called in, I hadn't called your call sign at any point throughout the net here so far, please call now. What else?
Hey, Ron, this N0XRX, and I'll check in. I just got here, though, so I haven't checked in yet. So, good evening, everybody.
Hey, no worries. Sounds good. N0XRX, Mark, got you checked in. Yeah, one more time, I'll call anybody who hasn't checked in just yet, who would like to check into the net. We're taking all call suffixes A through Z. Please call now.
Kilo Zero Yankee Echo Sierra, Kid in Broomfield, no traffic.
Kilo Foxtrot Zero Foxtrot Papa India, Ron in Lakewood.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. That time we had K0YES Ken and KF0FPI Ron. Thank you both for checking in. All right, this... Oh, that's not going to work, is it? All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. I am just blanking out it. I may or not checked them in, but I had K0YES Ken and KF0FPI Ron. I may have checked you in already. I apologize about that. But all of that said, there'll be a few more opportunities to check into the net formally, but you can always check in at any given time, really, if nobody else is speaking, so or utilizing the repeater. With that, I'll throw it over to Lanier, K0LPR, with a question or traffic. The net is yours. Go ahead.
Yes, this is K0LPR Lanier. When they have the identifiers on various frequencies in Morse code, how many words a minute would you guess this is transmitting at? And I should probably be asking this on a different net, but primarily on W0CRA. Sometimes I hear WCRA with an extra R at the end, and sometimes I hear it with a dot or a dit at the end, and sometimes it's just WCRA. But it's always very fast, and I was just curious, how many words a minute is this transmission on maybe not just that frequency, but others? K0LPR.
All right, great question there, K0LPR Lanier. Yeah, those IDs. Yeah, we keep meaning. There's a lot about that I keep meaning to bring up, and we don't really talk about too much. But that's a great question about the speed in terms of when an automatic device is used to identify a station. In terms of CW, I'm saying I'm seeing some information here I'll read off here in a moment, but I'll throw it over to Fred, A0JK. Go ahead.
AA0JK, and good evening, Linear. Good to hear you in there. I would guess that it's somewhere around 15 words a minute, 13 to 15 words a minute. I think it kind of sounds to me like around 15. But I'm just guessing there. And as far as your ID, you get after the call letters, like W0TX, you get a backslash and an R, as in Romeo, like you just pointed out. And that's stating that those call letters are being transmitted by a repeater. The R is for repeater. So I'm just guessing that those CW broadcasts are probably somewhere around 15 words a minute.
K0LPR, they're fast, for sure. And I was hoping that you were going to say 15 words a minute.
Comment.
Very cool. Yeah, great question there. This is K1DBC Net Control. There was a comment in there. Yeah, go ahead with the comment.
This is KF0AFQ, and I am texting right now with the president of the CRA. And Matt Sturtz tells me that that's coming out at 20 words per minute. And Fred is absolutely correct that the /R means repeater. So there we go. We got definitive answer. Out.
K0LPR.
AA0JK.
Curiosity killed the cat and satisfaction brought it back. I've been dying to ask this question and really appreciate this answer. Thank you very much. K0LPR.
Good to hear you in there, Lorraine. And yeah, if that's 20 words a minute that they're transmitting over there, shame on them. How do they expect most folks to copy that? But anyhow, I digress. But I think most of them are a little bit slower than that to give people a chance to be able to copy the ID. But anyhow, thank you for that follow-up there. Much appreciated. AA0JK.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. All right, yeah, absolutely. Looking up the Code of Federal Regulations CFR 97.119 from the FCC, I believe. Each amateur radio station except a space station or telecommand station must transmit its assigned call on transmitting channel at the end of each communications in at least every 10 minutes. Purpose of clearly making the source of the transmissions from the station known to receiving transmissions. No station may transmit unidentified communications. So yeah, by CW emission keyed by an automatic device used only for identification, the speed must not exceed 20 words per minute as identified in this CFR here. So phone emission in the English language, use of phonetic alphabet as an aid for correct station, RTTY emission using a specified digital code transmitted by RTTY, by an image emission conforming to the applicable transmission standards, either color or monochrome. So a lot of cool information here for station identification.
Got a comment?
Yeah, thanks everyone here so far for the follow-up. Yeah, N0XRX with a comment. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was trying to look up what I have my repeater set at. I believe out of the box default is 20 words per minute, and I thought that was a little fast myself. And I remember turning it down, and I turned it down way too low, and it just took forever. I got a lot of complaints because it took too long. So I'm somewhere in between, like 5 and 20. but I can't. I'm trying to look it up in my notes, and I don't have it in my notes. So I'm thinking I had mine set to like 15, if I remember correctly, N0XRX.
N0XRX, yeah, great follow-up there. Yeah, we don't get too much information from repeater owners, even though we are part of the W0TX group. We don't have very much information from a layer 1 perspective, or really just wiring and how our repeaters really work and where they're located and how they look, things like that. So yeah, when it comes to some of the software control for them, yeah, that's even more far removed as well. It's interesting to hear some of the defaults in some of them, and yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting things with analog devices and with DTMF control. It's there's some interesting security aspect there too. So yeah, really cool things with repeaters and what we can do with them and their abilities. So yeah, great follow up there. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I don't use CW very much. I really can't hear or talk in it, if you will. I probably should, if I could just apply myself to it, as I think anybody really could. I don't think we need to see CW as that daunting. Any of us can learn it. So that being said, though, I wonder, I'll throw it either to Lanier or anyone else in the group, what speed CW I guess is everyone at currently, or whatever, whether it be in words per minute, whatever it be. If anybody has any follow up on that, go ahead.
JK.
Yeah, A0JK. Fred, go ahead.
Yeah, and just a note, speaking of CW, the November sweepstakes is this weekend. For those of us that are CW junkies, gives us an opportunity to exercise our skills. So looking forward to that. And we just recently had a solar storm, and the solar wind from that is supposed to pass by in the next couple of days. So hopefully that will clear up prior to the bands being in good condition for the contest. So we're looking forward to that. But we do have our 30 word a minute certification sticker on our license. So we usually like to operate down around 2025 though. AA0JK.
All right, AA0JK, this is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, great follow-up there on the arl.org/news. The ARL November sweepstakes, Victor Yankee 1 Alpha 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 operation is on for 2021, as well as the Solar Storm update as well, or solar update. So, yeah, CW has really kind of probably fallen out of... a lot of us has probably fallen out of touch from it, but it's I think the removal of that requirement has probably brought in a lot more people to the hobby. But it's still a really good thing to learn and understand, and it's just another language. It's really, really cool stuff. So looking at this post here by Jim Reed, KH7M, they reporting another operator, November 6th, Tango Romeo, reports that a good Sprint CW contest operator had better be comfortable in a CW RAG2 at 50 words per minute. So a lot of interesting stuff there. 30 to 40 words per minute, probably on average. And yeah, it's you just have to practice makes perfect. So Yeah, glad on you, Lanier, for decoding that. It's a very basic thing. All our repeaters do it. So, a very, very basic operation of listen for those tones throughout the net here and just try to decode those. So, ours go similarly as quick. So, this is K1DBC Net Control. I'm going to go ahead and drop.
Comment.
Yeah, A0JK, Fred, go ahead.
Yeah, CW is far from being ancient history, so to speak. I've been on the bands here the last few days, and it's been extremely active. So there's plenty of activity over here in the CW portions of the band. Don't give up on CW. Get out there and get proficient at it, because it is a lot of fun. And like is always noted, when everything else fails, CW will get through. And good for Lanier there for playing there with the CW, and hopefully she'll stick with it there and get proficient at it. And when she does, I would like to make a CW contact with her so we can confirm contact. Good on you, Lanier. AA0JK.
All right, sounds good there, Fred. AA0JK. Yeah, thanks for the follow up on that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's not dying. It's still available, and it's still, the methodology is really using the least amount of resources for communication, and that methodology still lives on through CW and other methods too. So, that lives on through a lot of technologies that have failed. So, yeah, very, very cool.
K0LPR.
Yeah, K0LPR. Lanier, go ahead.
I don't know that I'll ever be comfortable or get to the point where I can transmit Morse code, but I have to say that I like the pileups when I do HF, and I'll miss that. So, being a woman, that's enjoyable. K0LPR.
Very, very cool, LPR. Yeah, this is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, I'm sure during pileups it's amazing, a load of fun. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Very, very cool. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Very quick information here on CW. A method called Koch method, KOCH, is frequently used for learning. It's each individual letter at a fairly high speed, then adding one or two more letters, then alternating the sending and mixing the letters up. When you've achieved a copying success rate of 90 or so %, then add one or two more letters and perhaps a number or two. And then you keep rinse and repeat until you learn the whole alphabet. So easy on paper, quote unquote, inverted quotes there. As well as we've also spoken about cwops.org. Great info there for celebrating the unique art form of Morse code. Bring together and support amateur radio operators who enjoy communicating by Morse code, CW. They offer free CW training to those who want to learn the special skill. cwops.org for more info on them. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I'll actually just take this opportunity to formally take further check-ins. If you've just tuned in, my name is Daron, call sign Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie. This is the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, a great place to learn about ham radio and STEM topics in general. Thankfully, we have plenty of combined experience and expertise. If you'd like to check in, please do so with IT Phonetics for your call sign and state your name and traffic if you have any traffic or questions. If you do, if you'd like to check in, please call now.
November 0 Tango Romeo Papa for the question.
All right, that time we had N0TRP. Jim with a question. Thank you for checking in. One more time at the moment, this is KUNWC Net Control. If you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net just for the count, or if you have any traffic or questions, please call now. All right, with that then, we will throw it over to Jim, KE0NRE with traffic. The net is yours. Go ahead.
Thank you, Daron. I had a question that was stimulated by a comment that Fred made tonight about propagation and the CW contest. I spend most of my time with HF radio, and I look forward to those times when the solar flux index gets to be really high, like on the order of above 90 or even above 100 when we're lucky enough to see that. And that seems to correlate very well with good HF propagation conditions, especially for DX. But there are a lot of other indexes associated with the sun or with the Earth's magnetic field, like the A index, the K index, planetary index, and so forth. And I'm really unclear about exactly what those do in terms of affecting propagation, either for HF signals or for VHF, UHF conditions or anything else. So if there's some simple explanation for why to keep an eye on those, I'd love to hear more about it. KE0NRE, back to net.
W0TX, repeat.
Comment.
That's a pretty quick, yeah. This is K1WC Net Control. Yeah, great question there, KE0NRE, about solar indexes and solar weather and propagation, and just wondering about how the other indexes come into play. AA0JK Fred, go ahead.
AA0JK, okay. All of those indexes are kind of related to different plasma streams or activities that are taking place on the solar disk and the emissions of solar particles that are emitted off of the surface of the sun. One of them that I made reference to is the solar wind. We had a storm here a couple days ago, and it's plasma being ejected off of the surface of the sun, and it comes into waves, and sometimes they even stack up, in which they're talking about is possibly happening right now. One solar wave being overtaken by a higher speed wave, and so that's what they refer to as solar wind. And when that hits our upper atmosphere, it rattles our magnetic field of Earth, and that disrupts HF communications. While on the flip side, they refer to X-ray emissions. And if you remember from your tests when you were getting your amateur radio license, the X-ray factor is what ionizes our upper atmosphere. So that gives us the ability to skip our signals off of those upper layers. So also on you were making mention of the numbers going up there. As we get in, we've broken the three-digit mark there. We're up over 100 a lot of times here, and we're going to see that increasing here as we are into our new solar cycle, and you're going to see things improving there as those numbers increase. So I hope I didn't make a mess out of that, and hope that helps. And also, you might take a look at our W0TX solar reports in our newsletters. AA0JK.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Great information there, Fred A0JK. This is K1DBC Net Control. Lot of information there about the planetary K index. The KP index is an excellent indicator of disturbances in the Earth's magnetic field and is used by the Space Weather Prediction Center to decide whether geomagnetic alerts and warnings need to be issued for users who are affected by these disturbances. Principal users affected by geomagnetic storms are the power grid, spacecraft operations, radio signals. We know that here. A lot of information. The solar wind at a distance of more than a few solar radii from the sun. The solar wind reaches speeds of 250 to 750 kilometers per second and is supersonic, meaning it moves faster than the speed of light, speed of the fast magnetosonic wave. A lot of information here, and the Solar Geophysical Activity Report available every month within the Around W0TX Denver Radio Club Roundtable newsletter. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I'll call on KE0NRE Jim or anyone else who had any follow-up on that. Go ahead.
KE0NRE. It sounds like all these other indexes strongly or weakly influence what happens with propagation, but I don't know that anything but the solar flux index gives you a good indicator of just how good propagation is going to be. Although if these other things make it worse, that's understandable. I guess you'd want those numbers or indexes to be as low as possible. I was just curious about if some of them, like an X-ray flux, is duplicative of what the solar flux index is, and if it's worth keeping an eye on both of those, for example, if you're interested in DXing. Back to net, KE0NRE.
JK.
All right, A0JK, Fred, go ahead.
Yes, the answer to that would be yes. But if you go to the W0TX webpage and scroll all the way down to the bottom, if you're not already familiar with it, they've got a chart down there on the bottom that gives you current conditions and how the bands are being affected by, there it is, are being affected there. See over here the HF conditions, and then they break down the bands and the day conditions and the night conditions. And over there to the left gives you your numbers. There's for your solar flux index, which in this chart is 94, dropped down to the 2-digit. And the A and the K indexes here, and there's your X-ray. So good chart there if you're going to be chasing some DX and want to know how the band conditions are. But the best way to figure out or find out how the good band conditions are is turn on your radio. AA0JK, back to net control.
All right, sounds good there, Fred. AA0JK. Yeah, solar weather is a whole beast on its own, and it doesn't just affect us amateur radio operators. It affects government operations and things like that. So there's a ton of information available online. Yeah, I am certainly not one to speak about it, but NRE or anyone else at the moment in regards to space weather or how solar flux or X-ray flux or some of these other things affect propagation, please call now.
Comment NRE.
Yeah, KE0NRE, go ahead.
Well, I will continue to do some more reading about just what's going on with each one of these measures or indices of solar activity. But as Fred points out, I'm also a big proponent of doing things by the seat of my pants. So I'll keep an ear open on the radio, and when I hear signals coming from places I haven't heard before, I'll jump on the air and see if I can make contact. Back to net, KE0NRE.
W0TX repeater.
JK.
All right, KE0NR. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, no problem. Absolutely. Yeah, keep us up to date. Yeah, A0JK. Fred, go ahead.
Yeah, you just had an excellent on your display there. The space weather woman. She is excellent, and she breaks this information all down to where it's understandable. So if you want to learn a little bit more about it, and that's a great resource. But Tamitha Scove is fantastic, and she is a professional. But her site there, the Space Weather Woman, is definitely one to check out there if you've got an interest there. And she is also a licensed radio amateur, so she relates to the conditions and how they affect our ability there to communicate. So also the last couple days here, when I was tapping brass, heard some stations there talking back and forth in CW and Morse in Japan and Australia. So you just never know without turning on the radio and listening to see what activity was there. But I'm quite sure that you wouldn't get those stations on sideband. Something special about CW. A0JK, back to net control.
And during this G2 level solar storm that we had about a week ago, even though it didn't last very long, there were so many gorgeous aurora photos, and
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, great resources there. Yeah, Dr. Tamitha Scove, spaceweatherwoman.com, and also on Twitter. Plenty of updates on there. And yeah, she just had mentioned the auroras, and it sounded like in recent news we may have had that here in Colorado. I don't know if anybody had any opportunities to see that here in some of the lower 48s. But yeah, space weather, all of this stuff, really, really cool stuff. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Anyone else in regards to what we've spoken about so far this evening in regards to CW operations, station identification, solar weather, and propagation consequences, pro or con? Anyone on that? Go ahead. That's what con stands for, right? Yeah. This is K1DBC Net Control. With that, I guess we'll throw it over to Jim, N0TRP, with a question. Go ahead, the net is yours.
Okay, thanks, Jerome, and thanks for doing the net. Good evening, everybody. This is N0TRP, Jim in Lakewood. Just a quick comment for Lanier first. I use that LCWO.net for learning code. That's been helped me because you can kind of just go at your own speed. That's Lima Charlie Whiskey Oscar.net. Lima Charlie Whiskey Oscar.net for learning code. Been very helpful. Here's my question. And speaking of pileups, I was on sideband. It was kind of a pileup. I finally got through, but the only information being exchanged was call sign and then signal reports. And then with the signal report, they were saying a number after the signal report, and I'm presuming that was the CQ zone. So I'm wondering am I right on that? And then also, how would that be done in CW? Would you give your RST and then a zone number? So is that the CQ zone number? Any insights on that? This N0TRP.
Was it a single number, just one digit, or a multi-digit?
The only ones I heard were a single digit.
It's November 0 Yankee Bravo.
November 0 Yankee Bravo, go ahead.
Hi, I'm probably pretty choppy. I'm on a Roland Faraday gauge, 15 eastbound on the bus. Just cruising Capitol Hill. Lots of emergency stuff going on up here by Park Ave. But I'm on an APT. I just want to make sure it's kicking. Am I doing okay into the repeater? I am getting decent. I'm on one of them cheapy Bowfangs that handles Larry Lincoln, Adam, Robert Young. And I just wanted to see if this Bowfang's working. I just purchased it. Over.
November 0 Yankee Bravo, this is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie. Yeah, you're coming in loud and clear. We got you just fine. Got some background noise there, but as expected. But yeah, coming in just fine. Thanks for checking in. All right, let's not get...
Okay, I'm going to try the 625 side. See if I do any better over there. Give me just a sec. I'm copying it good on VHF, but it's going in and out. The picket fence is more than anything, but the signal's good when it's good.
I guess this is in line with kind of what we're speaking about here a little bit. All right, sounds good. Yeah, let us know. Yeah, somebody was just throwing out a question there about CW. So let's see, K0LPR or anyone else who has any information on that. It sounds like there was some additional numbers being thrown out during this CW report, QSL report, and it sounded like maybe CQ zone number, or it looks like maybe ITU zone number, some other things. Anybody do any CW CQ operations and know kind of the some formal conversations that might occur there? Go ahead.
Comment.
Yeah, go ahead with the comment.
Yeah, each one of those contests, I think, have their own specific little quirks and information that they're looking for. But sometimes that number that comes afterwards is the number of contacts they've made. If it's their first contact in the contest, you'll get a 1. And then progressively, as your contacts increase, the number also increases. So kind of lets everybody know how many contacts you made and how active you are in that current contest. But every one's a little bit different. I don't know if that's the answer to what that particular contest was, but sometimes you'll hear the like a Delta Mike 79. That's a grid square number of your location. But it's just like just a straight number. It might be that they're stating their number of contacts they've made. Could be a lot of different things. You have to look up all the little specific information there for that specific contest and see what they're asking for. AA0JK.
TRP.
All right, thanks there, Fred. A0JK. This is a Net Control K1DBC. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, depending on the different contests, you can look up the contest corral, and they each kind of link to their own. We were just talking about cwops.org. Their exchange is the they're stating call CQCWT exchanges, send your first name, CWOps member numbers, them specifically. Non-members will state their first name, state, province, DX country prefix, excuse me. So yeah, net to or contest to contest, it sounds like it might differ. N0TRP, Jim, go ahead.
W0TX repeater.
Okay, thanks, Fred. This N0TRP. Yeah, thanks much. Appreciate that. I'm thinking it was their CQ zone because the West Coast calls were thrown out of 3 always, and then kind of central where we are was it was a 4. So I said a 4, so I hope that was right. But anyway, thank you so much. N0TRP, back to net.
I love how
N0BUP.
BUP. Yep. N0BUP. John, go ahead.
Yeah, this is a reference for anybody who's trying to figure out what's going on in contests. There's a website that I use. It's called www.contestcalendar.com. It's run by Ham, and it has the 8-day calendar, 8-day contest calendar. It's very, very useful. You can click on the links there, and you can find out when they're on, when they're running the contest, and what the exchange is, which is the most important part if you want to join in. So let me give you that again. It's anybody who wants it. It's www.contestcalendar, one word, and then .com.
I love these contests with the name of Walk for the Bacon or Run for the Bacon. Where does it even come from? Good resource there. N0BUP, this is Kilo 1, Delta Bravo Charlie. Yeah, great resource, absolutely. Contestcalendar.com. If you go there, you'll see an option for 8-day, 12-month, a lot of different options, and you can bring it into your Google Calendar, things like that. And I didn't even notice it even on the contest calendar on the ARL, the QST, but yeah, as mentioned on here as well, the contestcalendar.com, the exchange is in here. It gives you exactly what you need to state, RST plus state, province, country, name, power, etc., etc. So yeah, all there for you. Yeah, it varies contest to contest. There's probably some similarity a little bit here and there, but they all kind of are wanting some specific things there. So yeah, great information there, BUP.
Okay, you got to go. The front door bell is ringing. 7-3.
All right, 7-3. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Hopefully that kind of answered the question about exchange requirements for contests. They vary. And yeah, as mentioned, I have up here on the screen the QST. Yeah, they vary. Looks like some of them are your name, have the serial number, QTH, RST, all these abbreviations and acronyms, and just everything we love. So it looks like there's just a lot of variance here, and you kind of just have to check that out for the contest you're trying to operate in. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. It is 8:25, around 8:26 now, Mountain Time, p.m., local Mountain Time. We usually in about 5 to 10 minutes, but no hard stop. So if anybody else has any comments, questions, check-ins, anything else so far for the net, if I missed anything or if you have anything else to bring up, please call now. This is K1DBC Net Control. I can certainly bring up some stories or news related to the hobby or things like that, but I'll throw it back out to the net at the moment. Does anybody have any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else you'd like to bring up for the net so far? Please call now.
November 1, Zulu Tango Tango, Dan in Denver, no traffic.
All right, that time we had November 1, Zulu Tango Tango. Dan, got you checked in. Thank you so much for checking in. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. A little bit past the prime of this, but early lockdown days, a lot of people were doing bar trivia, pub trivia, things like that, pub quiz. But if you would like to be part of a hacker trivia, it's going to be part of the Hackaday Remoticon event coming up here Friday, November 19th at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Remoticon is a largest gathering of hardware hackers, builders, engineers, and enthusiasts on the planet. It's because it's virtual, everyone can attend. It is free, so they are having a trivia quiz here. Let me drop for a moment. So this is going to be a lot of kind of geeky and nerdy stuff, so come and hang out for that. Hacker Trivia, November 19th, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Check out hackaday.com for more info on that event, as well as Remoticon in general. Really selling it there, I think, right? That was... All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I'll throw it out to anybody else. Does anybody else have any comments, questions, check-ins, anything else you'd like to bring up for the net so far? Please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Let's see. Great blog to read, ltr-sdr.com. We read, I bring up quite a bit. Most recent news story here is imaging the Cassiopeia, a supernova remnant within a software-defined radio and amateur radio telescope. Just a few days ago, they posted about Job, this person's success at radio imaging the Cygnus X star-forming region at 1424 megahertz with a 1.9 meter radio telescope. A software-defined radio and some additional filtering and LNAs. Now in their latest Facebook post, they have shown that they have successfully imaged Cassiopeia A with the same equipment. It's a supernova remnant known for being the brightest extrasolar radio source in the sky at frequencies 1 gigahertz, above 1 gigahertz. They write, a new observation from JRT. These are the drift scans of Cassiopeia A, to make a radio plot. Several drift scans are made last week and combined. Always nice to see what's possible with a 1.5 to 1.9 meter dish, 2 LNAs and a bandpass filter connected to a software-defined radio at 1424 megahertz. Happy that they got Cygnus Complex and now Cassiopeia A, which is the second radio source, which is possible to receive this dish. This is K1DBC Net Control. I'll throw it back out to the net. Does anybody have any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else so far for the net? Please call now.
W0TX repeater.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I'm going to do something a little bit different here, maybe. This is K1DBC Net Control. In a recent monthly Denver Radio Club meeting, I actually won the $25 gift certificate to the ham radio outlet. I'm going to go ahead and pass that along, but I'm going to throw out a question from the general class license. If you can, try not to cheat. We're not going to reveal it this evening, but what we'll do is I'll have you submit it either in the YouTube comments or groups.io, and next week we'll reveal it. If multiple people were correct, we'll randomize it and give that out. So let me drop and we'll ask a question here. Maybe. I'm sorry. I am losing track of what I have here. Okay. So we'll randomize the questions here. And let's see here. The question is, what is the purpose of a speech processor as used in a modern transceiver? Your options are increased transmitter, bass response for more natural sounding single sideband signals, prevent distortion of voice signals. That was option B. Option C is decrease high frequency voice output to prevent out-of-band operation. Or option D, increase the intelligibility of transmitted phone signals during poor conditions. Again, I know that the question and answer pool is public, so try to use good faith. I know that was kind of one thrown out there, but if anybody can answer that relatively within a correct option there. Once more, what is the purpose of a speech processor as used in a modern transceiver? Is it to provide better bass response, to prevent distortion, to decrease HF voice output, or to increase the intelligibility of transmitted phone signals? So feel free to submit your answers to, let's see, it's going to be drclearningnet@gmail.com. If multiple people get the answer correct, we'll randomize it, but we'll announce next week who won the $25 gift certificate for ham radio outlet.
Jerome?
Yeah, A0JK. Fred, go ahead.
Yeah, you use that if you can't copy CW.
All right, sounds good. We will see. We'll see. Yeah, we'll reveal the answer next week. What this was. Yeah, don't hesitate to. And if I don't get any responses via email, that's not a problem. Again, I'll bring it up again next week, and we can just handle it then. So, yeah, don't hesitate to go back and listen to the YouTube video of that question. And again, we'll bring it up next Learning Net.
That was a joke, Daron. That was a joke. Ha ha.
Yeah.
Hey, N0YB, I'm on the UHF side. Am I doing any better from dropping out earlier? Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. N0YBM, no problem. Yeah, you weren't really dropping out too much earlier. Yeah, it was just, yeah, you're sounding just fine as well, actually. Go ahead.
Hey, okay, I appreciate it. I was on the 65 on. Wave taking 10 on received, and I probably was hitting it okay, but couldn't hear crap on that rolling Faraday cage. We're on Monaco now, East. I just wanted to say hello, guys, and just purchased the thing there, and just checking it. Boy, it doesn't like any kind of strong signal stuff on adjacent channels, but it seems to be behaving.
All right, sounds good there, N0YBN. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, glad to hear you got good radio set up there and mobile operations set up and working there. So yeah, glad to hear you in there. Yeah, don't hesitate to check in at any given time. Absolutely.
Thank you, appreciate it. I was going to try it. You guys doing a swap net still? Is that thing going on?
I don't think that there is a swap net going on anymore. I'll have to look that up specifically. I know a lot of clubs nowadays have on their club webpage like a swap listing or for sale and things like that. I must just be missing it here. But yeah, we have one on our website, the trading post. But the swap net, I think I've seen that. Oh yeah, you know what? You're right. There was... So we don't do that, but I have heard that on other nets. I think the Rocky Mountain Radio League, RMRL, does that Monday nights on 14694, and then maybe the Aurora Repeater Association does that on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. on 14715. So it might be the Aurora Repeater Association does that swap list.
Comment.
Please and thank you. Go ahead.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, no problem. A0JK, Fred, go ahead.
Yeah, Swap Fest is scheduled January 15th up at Loveland at the ranch, exit 259. But that's January 15th, one scheduled. Then the Adams County is scheduled for February 20th. AA0JK.
A0JQ and 0YB, I appreciate that. That's what I was after. Did I say swap net? Maybe swap fest should have been more appropriate. But I sure appreciate it. And that's kind of what I was after there. Go ahead. Let me turn it over to, I can't remember your handle. You did tell me, but I missed it.
Hey, not a problem.
Hey, handle here is Fred. Foxtrot Romeo Echo Delta.
That's right, Fred. I remember now. All right, fine business, and you did a number on the double. Let me get the other call as well, please. N0YB here.
All right, sorry about that. Yeah, this is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie, K1 DBC. The name is Derone.
Okay, fine business. It's Delta Bravo Charlie. Got it at that time. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to be getting off here in a little bit, and you guys will hear from me a little bit tomorrow, and maybe I'll visit a little bit. Nice to talk to you. N0YB listening, and appreciate you guys coming back on this little 1 watt HT. Now, I guess you do a little more power, but it's a cheapy radio. You know, bought it for like $30, so it seems to be working.
All right.
All right, cheerio, gentlemen. Good night. Have a good one.
This is K1 DBC Net Control.
WD0CIV here.
W0TX Repeater.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, Swap Fest, Ham Fest. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, our club unfortunately isn't having one. The ARL.org has a good Ham Fest search. Looks like Winter Ham Fest in Loveland, Albuquerque. They have one in Boulder coming up. These are all 2022 though. WD0CIV. Charles, go ahead.
Okay, Jerome, I was just going to tell Fred. He was talking about the spaceweather.com or .org, whatever it is. I don't know. It's automatically. I bring it up every morning. Anyhow, I was going to let him know that the forecast for the moon, as far as weather goes, is there's no rain. There's no rain there.
You sure that that's not snow that you're looking at up there?
Yeah, it could be snow. I think the snow is underground. That's what happened to that.
Okay, Charles. Good to hear you in there. You take care, 7-3.
Okay, Fred, 7-3. And Jerome, it was a great net. I learned a lot. Anyway, of course, Fred will tell you I need to learn a lot. Anyhow, this is WD0CIV. We're going to be clear.
All right, sounds good there. Always appreciate a bit of levity there, Charles, WD0CIV. This is K1DBC Net Control. This is K1DBC Net Control. I don't have much more this evening for the net. I'll throw it back out to the net, though. Does anybody have any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else so far you'd like to bring up for the net? Please call now.
Comment.
Yeah, A0JK with the comment. Go ahead.
Okay, Daron, great net here this evening. And if anybody has any questions throughout the week, you can always contact us at elmer.w0tx.org. So we are always available there if we can help. So thanks a lot, Daron. And 73, everyone. AA0JK.
One 511, if you can make a round over here.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, definitely always contact us at elmer@w0tx.org for more info. Or if you have any questions throughout the week or at any given time, don't hesitate to reach out via that. This is K1DBC Net Control. I don't have much more this evening for the net. Part of the intro, I was playing a video from the South Metro Fire Rescue, their PIO, Public Information Officers, their YouTube channel. And I will continue to play that video. It's one of their apparatus. So at the end of this, if you're watching on YouTube, I'll try to play that video, continue playing that for a few minutes to wrap things up just on the YouTube here. So one more time, anybody else have any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else for this evening's net, please call now. All right, real quick to cover some club business, more info on our club, Whiskey Zero Tango X-Ray. I will take a final call for check-ins after this here in just a moment as well. But W0TX.org, upcoming club meeting November the 17th, Practical Foil Metal Antennas, presented by John, W6NBC. Hams are used to building antennas out of copper tubing, aluminum tubing, and wire. However, there are very versatile materials available. There are other very versatile materials available, which allow for the construction of some unique antennas. John, W6NBC, will discuss this subject with a presentation titled Practical Foil Antennas. Tape width and thickness to handle power skin effect issues, antenna efficiency, example of designs. So more info on our club's webpage, Whiskey Zero Tango X-Ray, W0TX. This takes place online via Google Meets. Everyone is welcome to that. What else? We'll probably be seeing the club's newsletter roundtable coming out here in the next day or so. Again, you don't have to be a club member to read that. You can always view it online in PDF format. There's no physical distribution of it to anyone, but yeah, there's no login required, and you can keep up to date with club business there. What else? I don't have much more. I'll throw it back out to the net. Any other final comments, questions, check-ins? Anything else you'd like to bring up for this evening's net? Please call now. One thing I did forget to mention, and what I would like to actually do in the future, is go down to the Denver radio, to the Denver ham radio outlet, and take some video and footage of their antenna operations there. We have plenty of people within our club that work there, so hopefully at some point in the future we'll be able to provide a video on that, because some pretty cool equipment out there. I know that was kind of a last minute thing, but I just had thought of that. So one last minute time to check in, comments, questions, anything else, please call now. Okay, with that, we'll go ahead and start to wrap things up. Definitely appreciate everyone checking in online, over the air. We had a total of 18 check-ins this evening. This is K1DBC, net control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. If you wish to contact us, you may do so via email at any time at drclearningnet@gmail.com or Elmer at w0tx.org. Also, we stream and archive our nets and meetings on YouTube. So if you do a search on YouTube for our club call sign, Whiskey Zero Tango X-Ray, you should be able to find that as well. We definitely appreciate everyone checking in, especially our Elmers, and definitely appreciate the Denver Radio Club for allowing us to use their repeaters for this net. We invite you to join us on the third Wednesday of the month at 6 p.m. for an Elmers session prior to the regular scheduled Denver Radio Club meeting at 7 p.m. Again, this takes place online. The Elmers session is very similar to this evening's net, this learning net, just a Q&A, show and tell. So join us on the Google Meet for that. At 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Again, these are all streamed on YouTube, so if you want to watch it on your smartphone or smart TV, you're more than happy to do that. Chatter happens, though, within the Hangouts, so everyone is welcome to that as well. Please join us next week at 19:30 hours for the next Learning Net. All stations, please stand by while the repeaters are placed into normal mode.
PL on.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Again, everyone, thanks for hanging out this evening here online over the air. I'll just be playing a couple more minutes of this video here just to wrap the YouTube stream up. So hang out for that if you'd like. Otherwise, 7 through to all. This is K1DBC. I'm clear. All right, again, thanks everyone for hanging out here. Again, this is a video starting to play at the beginning of the stream. This is the Collapse 45 vehicle from the South Metro Fire Rescue. Check out their YouTube. A lot of really cool content there from the PIO, Public Information Officers there. So I'll just play a couple minutes of this and we'll close things out here.
Are in a confined space, they don't have to come back up and keep switching out bottles. We could just do everything from here and control everything that they need in the air supplies from this bottle thing right here. So if you just go right here in this compartment. This is my favorite compartment here. This is where we have all the tools, hand tools, the axe, the bolt cutters, a couple brooms so we can clean up after ourselves. My personal favorite tool, the pig right here, carries a lot of weight. And a couple ladders in here, little giants that we can go above stuff to get stuff that's above us if we need to. So, a couple spade shovels, all different kind of tools in here that will help us get the job done. Close this up. This next compartment here. Saved by the bell. Saved by the bell. That's it. Only 2 more when I come back. This truck is a work in progress right here. This is nothing too exciting. There's a couple straps here and a couple mounts for future tools that's going to be mounted on this truck.
We also have lumber for shoring operations, whether it be a building or anything that we may need to shore up. We have various sizes of lumber to make all that work. We have quite a cache here. In this compartment, we have a chop saw and a cut table so that we can cut all the lumber we need to get all the shoring completed in the right size. All of it's custom fit. We also have some circular saws and some worm drive circular saws. Compartment, we've got nails, tool bags, air compressors for assembling shores, and everything that we need to get the shoring done. Nice empty compartment. With
all right, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Yeah, check this video if you like more. Collapse 45 Fleet Friday. Yeah, thanks for hanging out on the nets here. And see you next time.
NBC Television.